Welcome back to another episode of The Grace Between Us. I am Pastor Laurie Hurst, and this is my husband, Nathan.
Pastor Nathan.
Today
we're hitting up episode number 56, and we're going to talk about...
dates, do's, and don'ts.
Date night do's and don'ts. It's coming up on Valentine's Day. Before Valentine's Day, it is the Super Bowl. That's why I'm wearing this little logo insignia here, because guess who's winning? I'm making my prediction early. A little early. A few days early. They're going to win. Anyway, let's go on to our tips for do's and don'ts on your date nights.
We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back to The Grace Between Us. We are here discussing do's and don'ts of date nights. We got a couple do's and don'ts laid out. First don't. Very simple. First don't. Don't plan a date you won't enjoy.
Don't plan a date your spouse or significant other is gonna hate.
That's right. Yeah, if you don't like it or you don't think they will, listen. We've done one date where I wanted to pull my hair
Which
out.
one was that?
And I had to do it because people in our church were a part of the production, and it was a nice thing to do. But good Lord,
We went to the ballet.
we went to the ballet.
Yeah, we did.
We saw the ballerinos, the male ballerinos, or they're called
not what they're called.
Cavaliers. Cavaliers. Hey, it was great. These guys are super athletic.
Yeah.
Everything about it was like super professional, it was professionally done. It was wonderful. As far as ballets are concerned, it was amazing. It was like top tier, right? Except I don't appreciate the ballet at all. And I appreciate the physicality and everything, but yeah, anyway. So don't do that, because one person's going to want to strangle themselves in the middle of the performance or the middle of the event. So do something that you're both going to enjoy.
I mean, girls, you don't have to,
Go ahead.
always pick stuff from the ballet or shopping. I mean, unless he's a shopper, But oftentimes, we like to shop a little bit more usually. But, think through that. Think, hey, let's do something we can enjoy together.
If you're going to have success in your date night, it has to be something that you're both going to enjoy, that you're both going to want to do.
That doesn't mean you shouldn't try something new or even try something that they enjoy that you don't know if you enjoy. That's okay too. Don't cut that off. Oh, I'm not going to enjoy that. We're not going to do that.
Yeah, but if you both hate sushi and you found out the new hot spot at your town is a sushi place, don't go to sushi. You're both going to hate it.
Just get
hibachi.
hibachi.
That's right. Get something sashimi, maybe something a little different. But if
they don't like sushi, they're not gonna like sushimi.
I know, I was joking.
What?
It was a joke.
Okay.
But if you
Not
know,
a bad joke.
Yeah, it was a bad joke. But if it's a bad sushi joke, so it was bad fish.
Dun dun dun.
Dun.
That's Nash's favorite response.
I know.
So second thing of what you should do. Oh my gosh, you can let me talk. What you should do is put your phone away. We are in a generation where our phones are out all the time. We are looking at them all the time. We have smart watches that are also pinging us. Our phones, our watches, I mean, you name it. And sometimes you all have multiple phones. You got a work phone, you got a personal phone.
You got your burner phone for your ex?
Oh, stop it. That's not even funny.
It's true.
And then you have, oh my gosh, no. And then, it's easy to get distracted, and then you're not talking to someone.
That's right.
I don't know, you've probably seen this too when we've been out, when you see couples together, and they're both on their phone in a restaurant.
I at least hope they're texting each other.
They're not. But I mean, we've done it. I know we've totally done it, but
I'm usually taking pictures of her because she's so pretty. Just click, 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 click.
What?
It's not true.
I'm
usually checking Facebook or Instagram or whatever.
Yep. So,
farting around or checking Twitter. Watching the fights on Twitter trash. Anyway, next one. Put your phone away. Next one. Don't just pick dinner. Easy one, easy go-to for everybody. Just go to dinner, have a little night out, a little bite to eat, come back. And I know the longer that you go out, the more expensive it is, especially if you have babysitters and whatnot. So maybe eat first and then go take a walk by the river. Maybe eat at home first and go do something that looks like, fun or exciting. Almost like if that burp sneak up on you. Don't do that in the middle of your day. Burp on your spouse. Don't do that.
Gosh.
You can blow it across the table. I used to be good at that. I used to be able to burp in my mouth and hit my roommate across the table at college. Anyway,
okay.
It's like a missile.
So
it's like a barf
don't
missile.
just do dinner. Maybe go to a movie, go for a walk. Maybe you like music, go to a concert. Like you said, it is hard if you're gonna, trying to do date nights consistently. We try to do that. We're not always great at it.
Very good at it.
No. But, you know, you planned out. That's
Be
what you
planned
have
out.
to do.
Find different
You can
moments
find
of time.
things to do if you plan.
So, and that goes to the next one. Do listen to your partner's suggestions, or do listen to what they're interested in. Your partner's going to drop hints, right? Your partner's going to say, hey, this concert's coming up, or hey, have you ever heard of this comedian? Or,
Yeah, Michael Bublé, he's coming up. It's coming up.
That's a date night don't in our house.
It says do listen when your partner is interested in something.
It does say do listen. I've been interested in a new AR for a long time. We go shoot together. Anyway.
What?
Anyway.
Okay. Anyways.
So you can see where our date nights are falling short a little bit there.
So sometimes we don't know where to start with finding a date night. So, you know, when you do listen to someone and what they're interested in.
When you do listen, like if they say, I want to try something new, experimental food, new concert, new venue,
like a
new
cooking
something.
class,
Yeah.
that would be so fun.
That'd be fun. We're not here to talk about ideas. Hint. But do, as she's going to say, do use Google. Search for things, fun things to do in your city. Search for fun ideas, search for commonalities. So if you're listening, you're picking up on those nuances that your spouse is laying down. You know, oh, our friends next door, they went and did learn how to make Thai food one day at this abandoned warehouse, and it travels around.
One
and
of the things that we've noticed, we've lived quite a few different places, is that most people who've lived somewhere their entire life have never even checked out the tourist locations in their city.
That's right.
So that's always a fun thing to go to too. Like, you know, here in the Quad Cities, oh gosh.
The bridge to nowhere.
The bridge to nowhere. Or, you know,
Devon
John
Pit.
Deere, there's the tractor
the pavilion.
pavilion.
Yeah. Well, we don't need to list all the places for the Quad
But
Cities.
I'm just saying that's a good
So we lived
example.
in New Orleans, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
was funny that there were some people who had never been on a carriage tour, or they had never been on a swamp tour,
Swamp
and they're like, "Why are we going to swamp tour? The swamp's in my backyard. I can see an alligator every day." You know, of course you can, but
It's being intentional.
it's still being intentional to learn and see the cool things about your
For
city.
Pittsburgh, there was the incline.
There was the incline. People had never been up the incline, or they'd never been to the original Permanis downtown.
Oh, yeah.
They went to the
It was
one
still
out in the
downtown.
burbs because it was closer. You know, there was all kinds of things. Or they'd never been to the Andy Warhol Museum in Pittsburgh.
don't go there.
Oh, get out of here. It was great. There's a floor that's kind of,
thank
He had a period that was kind of,
Not my favorite.
Not awesome. I
I'm not
like
artsy.
Warhol stuff.
I am not
anyway,
artsy.
she's not artsy. She's anyway, I'm not going to get into
Seal
it.
your mouth.
No,
Hey,
but it's,
Let me tell you something not to do
the next don't.
is don't bring a third wheel. Don't bring your best friend.
Your best friend. Don't bring any friends. Listen, if you honestly, this couples dating thing is generally not a good idea. Because what happens is two people get, and I'm not saying you shouldn't go out on tandem dates. Those are not to replace the date night that you and your spouse need, right? So if you do tandem dates, they're for other reasons. They're to get to know other couples. They're to invest in other relationships. You know, all those things. They're not to invest in this relationship.
Yeah.
If this relationship is laxing, if your spousal relationship is laxing, you don't bring friends along to try to fix it. That's not going to work.
Oh, snap.
You're going to end up talking to the friends and not
Yep.
talking to each other.
Yep.
By the way, we've been on date nights with friends where it was like Laurie set me up on a forced play date, and I'm an adult man. This was not a fun thing for me. It happens at times. There've been guys
Well,
I've sat
because-
across from, and I'm twiddling my thumbs like, "Hey, dude,
It's hard because
Can't wait
you
to
know,
get over this.
Maybe one of the
Can we go home now?
You connect with a friend, you have a new friend, and you guys connect, and then you bring the spouse is along, and it's just like
just say what it is. It's not a date night. It's a
Yeah.
forced play date,
Yeah.
and we're gonna get over with it when we're done."
Moving on.
Moving on.
We leave your house. Don't stay at home.
Yes.
So-
it seems like a simple one, but you know how many couples are like, we had a staycation, we had a stay date, we stayed at home and cooked food. That's fine. Like that works every once in a while, but it doesn't work very often. I don't care how busy you are. I don't care what's going on in your life. Get out of the house.
You don't have to spend a bunch of money.
No, and we'll talk about that in a second too. But the comfortability of your home is not necessarily conducive to a good date night.
Yeah.
Like, figure it out, guys, girls. Like, it's comfortable to be in our pajamas all the time, and we built a fire, and it was so cozy and fun. How different would that have been if you were at like a romantic lodge, or if you were at a hotel, or what? You know what I mean? Like, how different would everything you've done at home? How different would have been taken to another level if you just got out of your house? And some people love their homes. I get it. Like, you have stylish homes, you love it. You put a lot of thought and energy into it. I get it. But you can't consistently have the date
Or
night
you're
at home.
tired.
Yeah, or you're just tired, right? Just want to sleep.
The last
next
one
one.
is don't spend money for the sake of spending money. So
Yes.
you don't have to spend a bunch of money every date
No.
night.
No.
At all.
Some
you could
date
simply
nights
go to Starbucks together.
That's right. Well, and for some people that might be spending a lot of money because they don't spend a lot of money on coffee.
Sure.
Or you could just sit there and use their free Wi-Fi and order
have
a water. Sometimes you need to find things to do that are cheap. Now, realistically, there's been time, I was just going through a book that we're writing on finances and money and church and tithing and all the biblical stuff with money. Anyway, I was reading one of the chapters there about how it refreshed my memory a little bit. Some of the cash we used to just burn through on date nights before we had kids, and we loved it, man. It was like lighting cash on fire, though. We just spent money on date nights and going out and having a good time, and it was great. It was a good time for us and the time of life. But I get as much out of our date nights now, and we spend like no money because our budget's different and our priorities are different. Then we spend like no money now as opposed to when we were just burning through cash. And there's going to come a time when the kids leave the house and we'll spend money like it's on fire again. I guarantee you that'll happen in our date nights. But right now there's a time and a place that most of our extra funds go to our kids. Because they constantly need stuff. And it's not like there's a limited supply. I'm not saying that. We all have budgets, and I don't care what your budget is. If it's Donald Trump's budget and tens of billions of dollars or whatever he says he's worth, or whether it's meager and you don't have very much extra spending cash. Doesn't matter. Everybody has a budget. It's the reality of life, right? There's no unlimited nature to cash. We have an unlimited God. He'll meet and supply all of our needs no matter what they are. However, we all have a budget. So I'm not trying to, just to be responsible, we have a budget. So whatever that budget is, you could spend the whole nut on one outing, or you can spend nothing at all. Just spending money for the sake of spending money doesn't make the time any better, right? So guys, here's the tip. Just because you threw a bunch of money at something doesn't mean it's going to make the relationship better. It doesn't mean it's going to make her happy. Money doesn't answer particular questions that need to be answered by investment of a relationship.
Yeah. Oftentimes, we used to find ourselves just driving around and we just talk.
So when we were really young and first dating, a lot of date nights were just driving around. They're just
spent gas money.
we spent a little bit of gas. Gas was a lot cheaper then because we're that old now. I feel like that old guy. I remember when gas was. So we were driving around, particularly Tulsa. When we lived in Tulsa, looking at beautiful houses, dreaming of our future together, going different places in Tulsa, and just driving around doing nothing. I had this Dynasty, the big Dodge Dynasty with the velour seats.
red velour
so
seats.
Ugly. It was such an ugly car.
They were soft seats.
It got us where we needed to go, And anyway, so we just drive around and hang out with friends. And it's funny, we always had a particular friend in the back seat. It was always like we had a third wheel, right? But we were still able to maintain that. Well, a lot, but we were able to maintain that idea of having that date. Even without spending a lot of money. I remember we were in college, we were going on a date night, and we were going to that 50-cent theater, remember? They were like the second movies, the ones that had already gone through their main premiere run, and they're on these like second tier theaters. And it was 50 cents for the two of us on a Tuesday night, or no, for each of us, it was $1 total. And we're going through the cushions in my Dynasty. We're like, wait a minute, can we find $1 between the two of us? You talk about broke as a joke. We were broke as a joke. We still had fun searching for quarters.
Yep.
And it wouldn't have mattered if we were married at that time or not. We still had fun searching through the quarters. And then we spent a night where we're at Ruth's Chris and spent all kinds of money on food and an outing. It was a great date night. And
here's a do.
We burned through some cash that night. We spent a ton of money.
When you go on date night, only eat food that you should eat.
We won't get into the story, but someone decided to eat something because it looked good on a menu, but knew that it would be trouble for her stomach. So that date night, even though we burned through some spent some serious cash, by the end of it, she's like, we got to go home.
We got to go.
Right now. Whatever I ate is saying it's going to come back soon. We got to go. I'm renting my food today. I didn't own it.
Stop.
Gave it back.
Right.
Anyway.
Well, to me, the importance of having these date nights is key too, because, some people are like, well, we're married now. Why do we have to spend time together?
Gotta keep dating.
You have to keep that relationship moving.
That's
right.
You
still, just because you're married doesn't mean you know this person as well as you should.
Yeah.
You need to keep getting to know them more and more,
Yes.
knowing their heart and growing together.
Yes. And it doesn't mean that you've been married so long that it just gets to go cold.
No.
If it does that, you're headed for divorce. I mean, if you're married, you're headed for divorce in a serious way. If you have your space and she has her space and the two, never the tween shall meet, you're going to get divorced. Find a place and a time Find a moment to connect.
Yep.
It's important.
So important.
Anyway, that's just some very basic tips on how to keep date nights fresh. Hopefully you keep them up. We need to do some more soon. Hallelujah. I was ready to ship the kids off to boarding school today. I was done. Anyway, thank you, Jesus. Thank you for joining us on this episode of The Grace Between Us. Hope you got something out of it. Share and like, subscribe, send it to a friend who might need some tips on dating, especially dating their spouse. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.